Oh yes, a very good morning everyone and welcome to the official opening press conference of the Mubadala Abu Dhabi Sail Grand Prix 2025 season grand final presented by our hosts, Abu Dhabi Sports Council. I am your host, Chris McCarty, regular voice to many of you. Once again, it's a real pleasure for me to be back with you. 12 events and 12 months on since we last met to mark the opening of the season down in Dubai. Now, before welcoming not one, not two, 8 athletes onto that stage over the course of the next half an hour, I'd like to get this man on stage now to say a few words from our hosts and our presenting partner. Please do give a round of applause and a big welcome to His Excellency Dr. Ahmed Abdullah Al Kubaisi, Assistant General Secretary of the Abu Dhabi Sports Council.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. To begin, it gives me a great pleasure to extend my warmest congratulations to you on the occasion of the 54 Union Day celebration, which coincide with Abu Dhabi hosting of the SailGP season grand final on the 29 and 30 November at Mina Zaid overlooking the stunning Abu Dhabi Corniche. Abu Dhabi marks the 12th and the final stop of the 5th season, which has included events in Dubai, Auckland, Sydney, Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, Portsmouth, Saint-Tropez, Geneva, and Kadesh. Hosting this major final stand as a testament to the permanent position our capital holds as a leading global destination for a major sporting event, and reflects its advanced infrastructure and expedition readiness. Distinguished guests at Abu Dhabi Sport Council, we are delighted to host the season grand final of SailGP, one of the fastest growing sport competition worldwide. We value our long-term strategic partnership with Mubadala and SailGP and the positive role this partnership plays in supporting the success organization of a highly anticipated global event. We aspire for an audience of all ages to enjoy and the exciting engagement experience throughout this exceptional weekend in UAE. Last year's race successfully attracted thousands of fans to Abu Dhabi beautiful waterfront, and this year we look forward to deliver a distinguished and inspiring event. Before concluding, it's important to note that SailGP reflects the heritage of traditional sailing in the UAE. This connection is showcased throughout numerous races held throughout the season, most notably the historic Delma Festival race, which span more than 120 kilometers and highlights the deep bond between modern sports and our rich maritime tradition. In closing, we wish all participating teams safety and success and hope this event provides an inspiring and a thrilling sporting experience for all spectators, further strengthening Abu Dhabi's standing as a global sporting destination. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen, 2025 has without question been the most competitive season to date. We've had 7 winners across our 12 events. Thus far, the bar of performance continues to rise again and again. New teams have made their mark, established powers have been pushed to the very edge, and a title race has come down to this weekend here in Abu Dhabi. I think you'll all agree, a fitting crescendo to what has been just an incredible season. From Dubai to New York, from Cadiz to Geneva, every stop has carried its own story, and that is what makes this particular sport so special. This morning, you're going to be hearing from our athletes who've shaped the season so far, The second panel, well, they are the big hitters, the 4 contenders competing for just 3 spots in this weekend's $2 million grand final race. Afterwards, there will be time for those amassed media to interview the athletes. That opportunity, of course, will be given to you. At this stage and at this juncture, I want to thank our partners, I want to thank our host city, and of course our global media for continuing to follow this incredible sport. The journey will end here, and what a finale it promises to be. We've got a brilliant lineup this morning, so let's get to it, ladies and gentlemen. Right, please join me in welcoming to the stage. I've got an awful lot of questions for these guys and gals, so please welcome driver for the Mubadala Brazil SailGP team, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, is Martin Grell. Representing the Germany SailGP team, presented by Deutsche Bank, Olympic silver medalist, it's Eric Heil. Driver for the US SailGP team, it's Taylor Canfield. And he's smiling at me, a man who is about to make SailGP a little more interesting. Returning after a season as a free agent, it is Red Bull Italy driver, Phil Robertson. Right, we are settling. It is great to have you all here. And I want to start with you, Phil. You were smiling at me there. You're reveling being back in SailGP. The agent of chaos is what you've been christened. How great is it to be back?
Yeah, obviously it's very, very cool to be back, and it's been a season away, which has been a blessing in disguise, to be honest. It's nice to have a break and take another perspective of what goes on here and what it looks like, and yeah, I've enjoyed watching it and learning, and it's been nice to develop myself over that time as well, as apart from being a part of the circus. So no, it's good to be back.
Talk to us a little bit. What kind of transpired to get you back to this point, and are you here now for the long haul?
Well, I think if anyone here got a call from Jimmy Spittle, you'd be stupid not to answer it. So, look, Jimmy called, and look, this team, Red Bull Italy, is an amazing team. They've got incredible backing and incredible athletes as well as the wider team, and it's tough coming into this series. So they've had a bit of a rough start, and you know they realised that we needed a little more experience, and yeah, I got the call. So it's nice to join the team. I'm excited. We've got a really strong squad. Right, $1 million question, Phil. Be honest with us here. Were there other offers on the table? I'm not going to lie. I was talking to a lot of teams, and I think some of the drivers will be quite shocked to hear that. But now, look, again, you know, when you look at the offers, you've got to look at the wider squad, and Red Bull Italy has an amazing backing partner in Red Bull. I think you'd be stupid not to join a team with that title sponsor. And then, yeah, Jimmy Spittle and all the other incredible athletes and management team and structure around it. It's an incredibly strong team, so I'm excited to be a part of it. Of course, the team has announced that Ruggiero would be staying on. He's not here this weekend. So where does his role stand in, I guess, reflection to your own? Look, this is the first team that actually has 2 drivers on their roster, and that is a strength. And for me, sitting here personally, I know Rugi's there ready to go at any moment. So, you know, I've got a rocket somewhere I can't say. So I need to go out and perform, and it's nice to be there. You know, there's pressure. So I'm excited, and having someone like Rugi, one of the world's best sailors, in the background, ready to go, it's a strength for this team. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of changes incoming in the off-season. We'll get to some of those. But Martin, let's bring you into the conversation. It's been 12 months since we last met. Of course, it has been a captivating year for your team, Mubadala, of course, Brazil's debut season. Tell us a little bit, what have you learnt about yourself and your team over the course of this year?
We're building a story together from scratch, and of course for the rest of the Brazilians also a lot of new things coming out to the league, but then, you know, moving on to the last even of the season. Of course, we have a feeling that we would like to step up our performance, and there's a lot of changes in the team happening for the next season, so it's going to be quite exciting heading up to the next season. And I don't know. I think we're looking forward and stepping up our game a little bit more. I think we've been, I think we can perform better than we've been performing.
Yeah, you're not resting on your laurels, that's for sure. You are debuting some crew changes here in Abu Dhabi. Let's talk through some of these. We've got Pietro Sabello. He's coming from the coaching into the team as well. He's going to be your wing trimmer. So the thought process coming into this weekend with those changes?
Yeah, I think it's a build from having our team members comfortable and getting a little bit more into racing. I think a bit more decision making and from my side, but I think it's still like growing a good team atmosphere and to get the best out of the team.
What about the approach to this weekend? Are you seeing it very much the kind of final kind of training drill for the year, or are you putting an awful lot more stock in finishing this season with a bit of a flourish?
I think we're still trying to get a lot of the learnings we did from the last events and really perform here, and as well as building with a new team. So it's a lot of things going on at the same time.
So we're excited to see you back here, Martine. So we are. Taylor, let's bring you into the conversation now. First and foremost, happy Thanksgiving. We've got to go there first. And tell us, because I've heard there's plenty of US sailing fans, well, there's an awful lot to be thankful for. Tell us more.
Yeah, I think it's just thankful to, have the opportunity to be here. And I'm thankful to be racing and to be surrounded by my team and great friends. And it's everyone on a lot of different teams this morning came up to me and wished us a happy Thanksgiving. So, that's really nice, kind. And we feel the love being away from home right now, which is great.
On the water, it's been another, I guess, what you would say mixed year for you and the team. Give us a kind of your own thoughts, the positives and the negatives coming in to this final race of the season from your perspective.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a bumpy season, and I could say I'm ready for it to be over and a fresh start next season. But I'm also excited for this race here in Abu Dhabi. We had a great event here last time, and finishing on the podium, and also over in fellow city Dubai, we had a great event there. So we have some good skills, and I've had some great results over here, and we're just looking to expand and continue to grow our team, and we're excited for what's to come and the next season ahead.
Yeah, you talk about expanding that team. Big announcement this morning that some of you might have missed. New signing. So let's go there. Tell us just about what this latest rookie, I guess, brings to the team. And the million-dollar question, is this fella the next generational talent in the sport?
Yeah, we're super excited to include Harry Melgus on the roster. And, he's a great, incredible sailor, also American. And we're really proud of that. Developing the next generations of American talent, and he's the top guy. So we're looking to continue to grow not only our team now, but develop future prospects to be on the roster. And I'm no spring chicken, so someone's going to be stepping into my role at some point, and it might be him. But overall, we're proud to represent our country as an all-American team. I think one of the only teams in the league, and I think that, looking at New Zealand and what they've done with their country and getting an entire country behind them, that's our goal in the U.S.
Yeah, final race for you of the season, like everyone else, of course. What's the story? What do you want to get out of this weekend? What do you want to be heading back stateside, having done over the course? Aside from the obvious winning, of course, but is there something that you are targeting to get out of this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, the truth is all the teams are out here to go and win every weekend. So we're going to push hard, but we acknowledge that we have another season starting just 2 months out. So definitely the goal is to keep developing our talent in our group, and luckily it sounds like we'll have most of the same team for next season. And there's a lot of shuffle going on elsewhere in the league. So yeah, I think that'll be a good advantage for us going into the next season.
Absolutely. Let's bring Eric, last but by no means least, into the conversation. Eric's been a fantastic kind of arc this season for your own team, for yourself personally. You were voted most improved team by the fans. How do you, I guess, assess your own growth, and how much pride do you take in the fact that people are acknowledging the great strides that you're making as a team?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing to see that, but we are not super overexcited. We felt the whole year we get some momentum, and we just don't manage to get a full race together. And yeah, obviously with the penalty points in the beginning of the season because of the crash was not the best starting point for us. But yeah, by the end of the season we got some more momentum, some more complete races, and yeah, really happy that it turned out well.
That improvement in performance, has that changed the way, do you feel, that your rival teams are looking at you? Do you feel now there is a bit of a target on your back?
Not yet. No, I don't. I mean, everyone has, lots of rivals around, and we are racing boat to boat and as close as we can, and there's not a big difference between the teams, I guess. You're not extra careful with one team compared to another. There are moments, the match racing guys, for example, you stay away a little further in some moments, but most of the time you stay quite fleet orientated and try to stay in the game for the best overall result. Yeah, that's it most.
There's a lot of chatter. I, for one, a huge fan of the sport. I'm excited by the transfer rumours. I absolutely adore it. It's probably not good for you drivers, but it's fantastic to see. With that in mind, we've talked a lot about the changes that could happen in this off-season. Can we expect to see many changes with your team?
Yeah, I mean, the crew lottery started a bit a couple of months ago, and Phil said it. There are probably more teams than you expect to call you at times. Yeah, maybe there's something happening in our team as well.
Okay, wow, not revealing too much this morning. Phil, I'll come back to you. You've been, don't shoot me for saying this, but a bit of a prolific free agent. Look at the teams that you've driven for: China, Spain, Canada, now Italy. Are you locked in? That's the big question. Or are you still open to taking a call or two?
Yeah, I think they're calling it Phil 5.0. 5 teams, that's a lot of experience and a lot of different cultures as well. So, look, I only see it as a strength going forwards. And yeah, to be honest, I don't think anyone's locked in this league. You've got to perform, otherwise you're going to be out.
You're absolutely right. A new piece of kit this week, of course, for you guys and gals. The title has gone for this year. But Martin, I'll come to you. New bit of kit. What difference do you think this new 27.5 metre wing will make at this particular venue here in Abu Dhabi over the course of this weekend?
I think it's quite similar sail to the 29 metre wing, but a little bit improved, a little bit lighter. So I think it's, the best we can get for the wind we have here. And although it's not what we were expecting as the best wind to go foiling, but I think we're gonna do what we have to do with the best equipment that we've got given.
Embrace the changes ultimately, because that's one thing about SailGP. We know, Martin, it never stands still. We are always innovating. We're always looking for that next big thing, if you will. Taylor, I'll come to you with this next one. What is the motivation this weekend? Yes, of course you want to win, but does part of you want to elbow your way in effect? Who's going to walk away with that $2 million prize come the end of the weekend?
Are you asking us to try to change the result here in the final?
I'm merely asking if any part of you is motivated to stir the pot.
No, we're not going to be about that this week. We'll save that for next season. But no, we're excited to just go out and have a good event. Again, it's been a tougher season for us, and we feel like we've made some great steps this season, and we've had some great races in the recent events, and we got to go out there and we got to put a full event together. And I think if we come away from this event feeling that way, then we're going to be strong into the next season.
And then Eric, I guess last one to you would be then a little bit of rest and recuperation over the festive period, and then ready to go in 2027.
I mean, with the possible changes in the teams, probably for all the teams, not much of a rest. You know, there's 4 weeks until we are heading out to Perth for the next season. So yeah, I think it's full on.
It's full on. Well, listen, the very best of luck, Martine, Eric, to you, Taylor, to you, Phil. Great to have you back as well, Phil. The very best of luck for this weekend. Put the feet up for 4 weeks, and then we'll see you in Perth for 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to our athletes. Thank you, Martine. Yeah, I did check myself there. I missed a year. It's not 2027 next year, it's 2026. I'm getting ahead of myself, so I am. Right, we've heard from the rising stars, and you can bet your life they will be back to challenge for glory next year. And it's now time for the Giants. It's a lineup stacked with Rolex SailGP champions, Olympic gold, World Championships, America's Cup victories. For goodness sake, these fellas, well, they've dominated in this sport. They are the GOATs, for goodness sake, who have defined a generation. And they're the ones still in the hunt for the 2025 season Rolex SailGP title. So please welcome to the stage your fleet leader. It's only right we start here. Emirates Great Britain driver, Dylan Fletcher. Right at home here in Abu Dhabi, looking for his grand final win, the unshakable Peter Burling, driver for the Black Foils. Three-time SailGP champion, storming in to reclaim his throne. It is Bond's Flying Rouge driver, Tom Slingsby. And last but by no means least, currently in fourth, hungry to defend his Rolex SailGP Championship title, driver of the Spain SailGP team. It is Diego Botín. Gentlemen, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Only one place to start. I was watching people as you walked in. Peter, you're trying to hide it. You cannot hide it. You've got a rather big bandage on your finger, my friend. What's happened? The last 24 hours have been pretty difficult for you.
Yeah, we had an incident in training yesterday where we ended up with a reasonably decent cut on my finger. So, yeah, no sailing for me today, and we'll just kind of monitor the situation as it goes. But not the ideal way to build up to the grand final, but you know, we kind of come here, we feel like team's in great shape, and doing everything I can to recover and make sure I'm ready to go.
Yeah, there's been a lot of chatter this morning as to just how serious it is. You've called it a cut. Give us a little bit more detail. Is it simply a cut, or have you lost any part of that index finger?
Yeah, well, obviously there's it's at the end, but yeah, it is in the middle ground between a little bit, tiny bit gone off the end, but it's obviously not ideal. But you know, the medical teams have been absolutely amazing here, and looking forward to recovering and getting back into it.
Yeah, you athletes are hard as nails, is what you are. So put this one to bed. There's no chance that you're going to miss the racing this weekend.
It depends who you talk to, but I'm sure I'll figure out how to be there.
Of course, there is a little bit of a silver lining. Let's get to this. Additional drive time for Liv Mackay. How is she, I guess, prepping should your injuries keep you out?
Yeah, well, she'll be driving for us today. I suppose the forecast is looking relatively light for the weekend, so it's probably a nice thing to be a little bit less physical than some of the other venues you have to deal with, but I mean, for us, it's a great opportunity for her to get a bit more driving time. I think great opportunity for the team to kind of continue to improve the depth and those kind of backups to different things. And I mean, these kind of things can happen to anyone throughout the season, and you've got to be able to deal with them. So that's what we're working through.
Absolutely professional to the end. Thank you very much, Peter. Tom, let's bring you into the conversation. First time, of course, that the grand final race comes down here to Abu Dhabi. Talk us through a little bit about this place, the course out there, and what kind of we can expect over the weekend.
Yeah, it's a beautiful race course. It's a sort of natural stadium there where we race. You've got the spectators right on the start line. It's very cool. Hopefully we get enough wind when we can get some foiling and exciting racing. But it's beautiful being back here, and the weather's great. And yeah, we just, as always, when we're in this part of the world, when you get the breeze, it's some of the best sailing you'll ever do. And we're just hoping we get that wind so we can be up there and foiling.
One of the big stories off the water this season has been the backing of two familiar faces for your team, two Hollywood actors, massive names in the world of sport these days as well. Have they had any encouraging words? Have you had conversations with them leading in to this weekend?
They're just extremely supportive. To have the support of Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman being the co-owners of the team, and we went over and spent a bit of time with them, and they've been following and they're loving the racing. And Hugh surprisingly knows a lot more than I was expecting, and he could have probably given me a few tips after my last event in the starting. But it's exciting to have them on board. They're so supportive, and they're going to start getting more involved.
Yeah, and I saw you were name dropped on the Jimmy Kimmel show as well. So it's great for the sport. It's great for everyone involved in it that the world of SailGP is getting now mainstream attention.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. It's changing our sport. I mean, the following of these people and the audience they can reach with a single post on social media. I mean, we did a post 2 days ago, and it goes out to 150 million people. That's just the power of, social media and how many people follow these actors and businessmen, and it's unbelievable. And we're getting so much more support around the world. So many people are starting to follow our sport and realise how amazing SailGP is, and a lot of it's coming from them, and they're only just getting started as well.
It really is exciting times. Dylan, I'll come to you. Fleet leader, of course, heading into this weekend. All going to plan, and I guess the more pertinent question, how are the nerves, my friend, heading in to this weekend?
I think we're all looking forward to just getting into the racing. You know, we've got some new equipment here, and it's been touched on. It's a light wind venue, so lots to look at and work on. But we're just buzzing to get racing.
Does the preparation change at all? I know it's the old mantra, why fix something that isn't broken, but are you up to anything different leading into this weekend?
I think all of us are trying to improve every single event. It's the name of the game in SailGP. The level's always going higher and higher, and we're only trying to do the same.
3 wins for you over the season. I remember speaking to you in Dubai, 12 months ago. Amazing that we're now at this juncture. Could you have ever envisaged in your wildest dreams, be very honest with us, that you would be sat here on the cusp of a big grand final victory?
I guess it was always a plan to be in this position going into the grand final, but it's been an unbelievable season with the team. Truly thankful for getting the opportunity and the whole experience that the team's had, and giving me that space to make mistakes and improve over the year.
One thing, and we spoke about this on my radio show a few weeks back, one thing that I've taken away from your performances has been the cohesion between yourself and Hannah. That doesn't come overnight. That's going to be worked at. How have you kind of fused that relationship and built on that relationship over the course of the season?
Hannah and I have sort of never sailed together, but we've always been in the team for a long time in different other teams, and so our style of communication is quite similar. And it's been very lucky to work with Hannah, and we've got a really good thing going on.
CEO, of course, for your team, a certain Sir Ben Ainsley. How hands-on is he? Is he phoning you at all hours of the night with little bits of advice, or is he giving you a bit of space to just learn as you go?
Ben's been great. Actually, he was out on the water yesterday morning doing a photo shoot for Emirates, so he had plenty of tips for me when we got back in.
Right, we had Phil Robertson. You can shoot me after for this question. But Phil's back. Any fears? Of course, we know the elbows will be out. Phil loves to mix it up a little bit. Any fears there that Phil gets in your way this weekend?
It's great to have Phil back in SailGP. He's a fantastic character, and maybe we'll give the Italian boat a bit of extra space. Maybe not.
I love it. We're stirring the pot already. Sorry for that one, Phil. Diego, let's bring you into, of course, our defending champion. It's great to have you back as well. You enter this weekend looking to muscle your way into this. Does being the underdog here this weekend help you? Does it motivate you?
Well, we would like obviously to be higher in the leaderboard with more chances to get in the grand final, but it's also true that we are in a good position in the sense that we just can look forward. We will be all in this weekend, and the venue and the conditions also are appropriate to enhance our chances to make it into the final. No, small course, light winds. It's a bit more a game of anyone than any other venue. So yeah, things can happen.
These fellas to your left, they don't often make mistakes. Let's give them their due. So with that in mind, what is your strategy for this weekend? How do you set about trying to force mistakes from these three?
Well, obviously we need to do well this weekend to have chances. I think, yeah, there's many scenarios depending on how things go, the wind conditions and everything. Obviously these teams are super good and it's hard that they do mistakes or they end up back in the leaderboard after the weekend. But yeah, we're going to just make our chances, and depending on the condition and how it goes, our strategy may change.
Tom, you've spoken previously about trying to work a little bit more diligently to try and improve under the light breeze. So with that in mind, strategy this weekend, what have you been working on to ensure that you are ready at that start line?
Yeah, everyone knows historically we've been sort of a strong wind team that prefers windy conditions, and this year we've really sort of tried to change our focus, and knowing that the grand final's coming here to Abu Dhabi, we wanted to become a light air team, and I feel like we've made some big improvements. For sure, Chris Draper joining the team has really helped us. He adds a different perspective and a very good light air sailor, and so we've definitely improved, but yeah, it's going to come down to execution. And yeah, I mean, I was asked the other day about there any mind games going on with the top 4 teams, and I just sort of said it's a waste of time getting involved in that stuff. All these guys up here have won gold medals, had so much pressure on them at the Olympics and America's Cup and everything, so it's one of those things where you just can't focus on the other teams. You've got to focus on yourself, and we've just got to perform the best we can this weekend, and if we do, we're in with a real good shot. If we don't, there's no chance we're going to win.
Diego, I want to point this out. Your team have had a little bit more time than the rest with the new 27.5 metre wing. Do you see that as a real and true advantage for you and the team this weekend?
It would have been if we were straight into racing with the 27.5 metre wing, but the teams are having the chance to test it these 2 days and even 3 days before the weekend. So yeah, our advantage reduces there, so I don't think it's a big one for us.
There is that $2 million prize up for grabs, as well as the title. And again, it depends what floats your boat in regards to motivation. But Dylan, you've said, you've gone on record, you like beating these guys to your right. Talk me through a little bit of their strengths and their weaknesses. How do you set about ensuring that come the end of this weekend, you will be the victor?
I mean, everyone on this stage, is incredibly strong as a team, and we've all got our strengths and weaknesses, but ultimately we're just trying to focus on ourselves. It's all going to come down to firstly qualifying for the grand final, but then ultimately just one race and giving it everything. So, we've done our analysis, we've done our work, and now it's just time to deliver.
Yeah, Pete, I'll help you with your mental warfare here, because you're actually unbeaten in the United Arab Emirates. You've won twice in Dubai, once here in Abu Dhabi, so you're the man to catch in that regard. You're like the horse whisperer when it comes to the United Arab Emirates. But here's a question for you. It's an unfair one, but I'll ask it anyway. Out of the 3 men sitting with you, who would you least like to face in the grand final race?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a tough question to ask, isn't it? I think honestly, we're in a similar situation to how Tom described it. You don't really get the choice as to who you get to race, but you've just got to go out there in the best shape you can and make sure you put together the best race you can. So that for us is very much the focus, making sure we're concentrating on, I suppose, getting comfortable with the new bits of equipment. It's really been a year of a lot of change in that regard. So we've had a lot of practice throughout the season, but then making sure we're ready to go and ready to execute, I suppose, both Saturday and Sunday. So, yeah, it's kind of 3 things up for grabs this weekend with the Abu Dhabi Championship, the points leader, and then obviously the season championship as well. So, plenty at stake, and looking forward to getting into it.
Yeah, you're known as Pistol Pete for a reason. It doesn't look as if you're ever attacked by nerves, whether that's the case internally or not, but you certainly don't exterior-wise show any nerves. How do you deal with the pressure? How do you take that on your shoulders and ensure that everyone around you still performs at their optimal?
To be honest, I really enjoy the pressure. And I think most people in our situation have been through so much now and got very comfortable. As a group, we've also put a lot of work into how, as a group, we deal with pressure and make sure we get the most out of everyone in the team. And I think that's been a big focus of ours this season, and we've really seen some massive benefits in that. So looking forward to the load going on this weekend and seeing what we can do.
Hey, Tom, you've talked about those nerves as well. You use it for fuel. Come grand final race, if you're in it, how do you kind of approach those nerves? Do you lean in? Are you trying to be a calming influence? Do you let that kind of nervous energy bubble through?
Yeah, I mean, I was told when I was young that nervous feeling and those butterflies you feel in your stomach are a reward. The reason why you're feeling it is because you're at the top level of competition, and if you're just at a low level of competition, you wouldn't be feeling those feelings. So it's kind of a reward for all the hard work you've done, and you've got to enjoy that moment, because when I'm retired and I look back on my career, I've spoken to ex-sportsmen, they go, what I would do to get that feeling back again, it's something like, you've got to remember it for the rest of your life, and you've got to embrace that moment and enjoy the moment, because it's only at the top level of sport do you get this feeling, and so let's try to enjoy it. And our team all are on board with that. We just got to, if we can make that final, we're going to enjoy it and and do our best and see how the cards roll.
They are hot on your heels, of course, the man sitting to your right, Diego and his team. How dangerous are the Spanish going to be this weekend for you?
Oh, for sure. Diego's an unbelievable competitor, and if I'm honest, I was asked the other day, who would you least like on your hammer, and it would definitely be Diego and Spain. I just think that he's built for these sorts of moments. He upset Pete and I and Australia and New Zealand in the grand final last year. He likes being the underdog, and it's a situation he's very comfortable in, and we know he can perform. He won a gold medal last year. He just won a world title a couple of weeks ago. He's the man to beat. He's very good in those circumstances. So, look, to me, as I said, that just makes us go, okay, we need to be at the top of our game. We've got to focus on ourselves, because we know that they're going to perform, and we've got to just match them. So that's the goal.
Lovely words, Diego. I was looking at you there. You're trying not to smile. You're allowed to smile when someone says kind words like that. Mental games, mind games. Is Tom trying to be too nice to you right now? He's trying to throw you off your game is what he is.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. But for us, as I said, we're just going to go full on this weekend. To be honest, normally we are always, in SailGP, we are used to be just there on the edge every weekend, having to perform, but trying not to do a big mistake. And this weekend we can just sail freely, I think, which is the strength of our position. And see where it takes us.
Dylan, you've picked up $2 million in prize money already. There's another $2 million up for grabs. Have you started spending it? Have you got an idea? Is there something that you need for the house?
Yeah, I'm sure there is. But it's been a good year so far. But there's more than two as well. You've got as has been touched on, the event, so there's plenty to play for this weekend, and we'll be gunning for all of it.
Absolutely that. And there's been no crew changes for you announced yet. Does that kind of lead into the view that you're pretty settled and happy with your lot?
Yeah, we've had we've got a great team, and not just a team that's sort of in our Super Six, but also, we've been training up. Hannah's been doing lots of helming. Ellie's been getting some time on there, and Cornish. So yeah, we're really strong as a team.
Pete, one for you. I mean, yes, it's pride, but $2 million is a decent chunk of change in anyone's language. Is that a motivator at all for you? Be honest.
I mean, it's always nice, isn't it? But yeah, it's not the, I suppose, focus of the weekend for us. We're very much focused on going out there and executing the best race we can. And, season championships, prize money, they're all kind of noise in a way around the fringe of, going and executing what you need to do to make that a reality. So, yeah, looking forward to getting into it this weekend.
Last couple from me, folks, and we will wrap up proceedings. I'll come to you with this one, Diego. Of course, after this weekend, the buzz will then be around the changes. We're looking at rookies. We're looking at new blood coming into the sport. How do you see it from a Spain perspective? Are you in a real good place? And is there anyone that's panicking you a little bit to take your place one day soon?
Well, hopefully there is. Obviously, having people coming from behind and being able to fill up our positions is super important for the future of the team, and it's something we are working on. And at the same time, yeah, we've been seeing many changes in many teams in the league, and luckily for us, it's not the case. I think this puts us in a very strong position towards next season, maintaining the same team and being able to be working on the same line for now. So yeah, and very exciting changes in other teams, which are very good for the league, and yeah, we'll see how it goes.
P, I'll come back to you with this one. Of course, New Zealand, rich history in producing fine foiling sailors over the last decade. The very best have come out of your country. Are we in a position, is the pipeline still there? Are you still confident it is there?
Yeah, I mean, there's an awesome depth of talent in New Zealand. So, yeah, we're still working through plans as to how to create a genuine pipeline into the black foils. And, yeah, that's something we're looking to continue to build. But, yeah, right now our focus has really been on building the depth within our own squad, building the skill sets within our own squad, and making sure we retain that talent. So, yeah, it's all... I think as the league grows, things that teams can actually take on is how they build those pipelines in, how they train up new talent, how they have kind of more depth within the squad, and that's what we're excited to do.
And Tom, I guess from your perspective as well, you're going to be a busy boy in the off-season, making a lot of calls and keeping yourself busy and looking for the next big talents.
Yeah, I mean, historically we've been fed on in the off-season. People come and try to steal a lot of our team members away, but...
You're going to hide them away, are you?
Well, now we're a team. We've got more partnership. We've got new ownership. We've no longer are we sort of fed off, but it feels like we can play the game. We've got money that we can sort of go and try to poach people as well. So it's... yeah, it's a better position to be in than how we've been for the last 4 years, that's for sure.
I love it. Forget Phil. It's Tom with the elbows out. He's got money. He said it there. You not help yourself there, Tom. You know negotiations are now going to cost you an arm and a leg. He's got money. That's the message that I've taken from Tom there. Listen, Pete, I guess last one has to be for you. You've achieved it all. You know, I've got your CV in front of me. 3-time America's Cup winner, Olympic gold medalist, World Sailor of the Year. And even with one hand, this weekend, you want this title. It's the one missing from the CV. What would it mean to you to win here in Abu Dhabi this weekend?
Oh, it'd mean an absolutely huge amount, and we've obviously made it to the finals twice as the black foils. So I think that experience from those two has definitely taught us a lot as a group, and we're just super excited about having the opportunity to put it all on the line again this weekend.
You say you're super excited. I think we all are as well. The very, very best of luck, gentlemen. I cannot wait for what you've got in store for us this weekend. But Dylan, to Peter, to Tom, and to Diego, thank you so much. May the best man win come the weekend. Big round of applause. Thank you. Right. As the gentlemen take their absence from the stage, ladies and gentlemen, that does conclude our press conference. That has whetted the appetite, so it has, for the weekend. The pot has been well and truly stirred, as they say. I'm really excited for this. Thank you all for your patience this morning. Beautiful setting down here at Surf Abu Dhabi. All of the athletes will now be available for you amassed media. I certainly will be getting the dictaphone out and having a chat with one or two because, exciting weekend is ahead. So to all of our guests in the room, thank you so much. There are some breakfast bits and pieces available for you, so do stay around and sample a bit of the atmosphere. We look forward to seeing you down at the waterside this weekend. And as I say, may the best man win. Thank you so much.